Okay, speaking of what they might be distracting us from, let's talk about Russia.
Yay!
Russia, Russia, Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia.
Artificial intelligence.
Did you ever have the feeling that you were being watched?
That's right, folks. Russia, AI, and the Panopticon. This is coming from Wired.com. The headline, As Russia Plots Its Next Move. Ooh, they're plotting. An AI listens to the chatter. Ooh, chatter. Putin chatter. Got to hear that Putin chatter. Mm-hmm. And it goes like this. A radio transmission between several Russian soldiers in Ukraine in early March, captured from an unencrypted channel, reveals panicked and confused comrades retreating after coming under artillery fire. Yeah, that's usually what happens when you come under artillery fire.
I like how it's an unencrypted channel. It's almost as if the Russians could be like, let's play this tape for the unencrypted channel.
Oh, please. Yeah. The fact that it's even on an unencrypted channel just screams psyop.
Yeah.
Quote, Vostok, I am Snego 2 on the highway. We have to turn left. F, they say a bad word. One of the soldiers says in Russian, using code names meaning east and snow, O2. Apparently, they're not very good code words, but okay. Quote, got it. No need to move further. Switch to defense. Over, another responds. Later, a third soldier tries to make contact with another, codenamed South 95. Yug 95, do you have contact with a senior? Warn him on the highway. Artillery fire. On the highway. Artillery fire. Don't go by column. Move carefully. The third Russian soldier continues.
Why does it feel like I'm playing an old Bond, like GoldenEye or something?
Because my Russian accent is directly influenced by old Russian Bond villains. The third Russian soldier continues, becoming increasingly agitated. Get on the radio. Tell me your situation and the artillery location. Approximately what weapon are they firing? Later, the third soldier speaks again. Name your square. Yug 95, answer my question. Name the name of your square.
Well, sounds like there's a lot of chaos.
Yeah, well, he's out of breath because of the artillery fire. As the soldiers spoke, an AI was listening. Ooh. Their words were automatically captured, transcribed, translated, and analyzed using several artificial intelligence algorithms developed by Primer, a U.S. company that provides AI services for intelligence analysts. While it isn't clear whether Ukrainian troops also intercepted that communication, the use of AI systems to surveil Russia's army at scale shows the growing importance of sophisticated open source intelligence in military conflicts. A number of unsecured Russian transmissions have been posted online. Cool.
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
What are these Russians never heard of encryption before? What's the
They've
deal
never
here?
heard of a VPN?
Yeah, they are the most talented cyber criminals in the world, but they can't get a VPN on their transmissions.
This is when Ben Shapiro would drop in a buy the VPN. This is how you can protect yourself.
And if you don't want to be like the Russian military, try coolvpn.com. Yes, they're one of our sponsors, and they love waffles. A number of unsecured Russian transmissions have been posted online, translated, and analyzed on social media. Other sources of data, some open source warfare here, including smartphone video clips and social media posts, have similarly been scrutinized, but it's the use of natural language processing technology to analyze Russian military communications that is especially novel. For the Ukrainian army, making sense of intercepted communications still typically involves human analysts working away in a room somewhere, translating messages and interpreting commands. I thought this was an interesting detail because as much money and weapons and planes and tanks and everything that we're sending to Ukraine, we can't upload them a zip file with some AI in it to analyze the Russian commands. Weird. I don't know. Well, I haven't heard Zelensky asking for it yet. Excuse me, UN, please send us some AI.
He's got other things going on.
Yeah, apparently. The tool developed by Primer also shows how valuable machine learning could become for parsing intelligence information. The past decade has seen significant advances in AI's capability around image recognition, speech transcription, translation, and language processing, thanks to large neural network algorithms that learn from a vast tranches of training data. Off-the-shelf code and APIs that use AI can now transcribe speech, identify faces, and perform other tasks, often with high accuracy. Some of them aren't the best. As the half of this show who has attempted to get AI to transcribe our shows.
Our show,
yeah. I will say it's really not that often that it has high accuracy. But okay. In the face of Russia's numerical and artillery advantages, intercepting communications may well be making a difference for Ukrainian troops on the ground. And then it kind of goes into a sales pitch for Primer. I think there is a chance that is mostly what this is for.
Yeah, 100%. But there's also, I highlighted a spot here from Sean Gorley, the Primer's CEO, and it says here, Sean Gorley, Primer CEO, says the company's engineers modified these tools, being these like AI algorithms, to gather audio captured from web feeds and broadcast communications captured using software that emulates radio receiver hardware to remove noise, including background chatter and music, to transcribe and translate Russian speech, and to highlight key statements relevant to the battlefield situation. In some cases, this involved retaining machine learning models to recognize colloquial terms for military vehicles or weapons. Right. And I don't know. I don't know why I highlighted that. It just reiterated everything you read there. So anyway,
we're only human, folks. Okay, we don't have any AI. Well, okay.
I have another part highlighted. The involvement of private companies in the war in Ukraine, such as those that provide satellite communication and imaging, raises questions about the power this gives those companies and how they may become embroiled in an international conflict. So I think that's a very important point. Is that
And that connects. Let me add this to it. Then we'll break it down a little bit. The ability to train and retain AI models on the fly will become a critical advantage in future wars, says Gorley. He says the company made the tool available to outside parties, but refuses to say who. Quote, "We won't say who's using it or for what they're using it for," Gorley says. Several other American companies have made technologies, information, and expertise available to Ukraine as it fights against Russian invaders. So, I love this because these AI companies are truly following the weapons manufacturer's model.
The playbook, yeah. It's a weapon.
So
AI is a weapon.
It is a weapon. Yeah. And, it occurred to me that this really is the first full kinetic real international war situation.
AI war. AI is involved with,
Right, that AI, it's this turning point. We've been talking about AI and robots for years and how they will, be involved in warfare and future wars and things like that. And it's a really interesting time right now because this is the first time there's sort of a international geopolitical, worldwide, economy-shattering war that has AI at the center of it. The true first training ground, if you will, for what AI can mean in warfare. And in true arms manufacturers fashion, these AI companies are like, we sell AI, we sell it to a lot of people. I mean, we couldn't possibly tell you who. I couldn't tell you who it isn't either. It's just, we're a company and that's what we do. We make a weapon and we sell that weapon. Stop asking questions. Have you seen our stock price? And, it's, of course, very suspicious. And we have to know, of course we know, that Russia is doing similar things. And are any of these American companies involved?
Helping Russia?
Has any of that software made it over there? And of course, we would want to say, no, that's so wrong. We would never let that happen. But war after war after war is marked with the profiteering, the war profiteering of American companies who inevitably arm America's enemies, even if they did it, a couple years ago or something like that. One of these companies shaking in their boots being like, we sold Putin that AI 2 years ago. Oh, I hope this doesn't come out. World War II is the same way. You got who was Ford and
IBM.
Was it IBM? Thank you.
Yeah.
IBM. All of these American,
corporations,
bastions of industry who were maybe not aiding, but providing
the technology,
the tools. For money to some of humanity's greatest enemies.
It's kind of like when you go to what are those things called where you do laser fights, laser battle. What is it called?
Wow, laser tag.
Yeah.
Okay,
you walk in.
You had
right?
half of it.
Yeah, everybody walks in and they hand you the weapons. But both sides, you and the enemy get the same weapons to go play the game. It's kind of the same deal.
It's only fair. And so, this again, just to reiterate it and wrap it with a bow, the wars are always the proving grounds for new technology and the catalyst for the next level of perhaps world order or rules of war or normalcy in these new higher level tools like AI, drones, things like that. So it's a little concerning. And once again, the conspiracy theorists were right.
The title of this episode, Alien or AI-Alien Conception. It's kind of playing on alien conception being
just rolls right off
the unaccounted for pregnancies, but also AI, because AI seems to appear, I think in maybe other than one, it appears in like multiple stories today. Maybe not the main focus of the story, but certainly having an underlining role to play in all the things we covered today. And I think it's going to become more and more normal for AI to just be part of the equation of conversation when it comes to various geopolitical stories or whatever it may be. And I was reminded of a story that came out on Verge in 2017. I made a video about this on the Facelikethesun channel. That's why I remembered this. But the headline back in 2017, Putin says the nation that leads in AI will be the ruler of the world. The ruler of the world.
Well, finally, something you, me, Elon Musk, and Putin can agree on.
But it's interesting that stories like this are out there. And now we have this AI, of course, Wired being a Western media outpost is going to be like, oh, the AI spied on the Russians, where we don't even know what kind of AI Putin and gang are unleashing during this conflict and what kind of advantages or data collection or whatever might be going on. That's part of the craziness, is the invisible war aspect of this. You really don't know what's going on. You just know that there's scanning tape taking place and you're being watched and everything is being recorded and analyzed by these neural networks and translated into something that might be useful for the enemy or whatever. So,
it's really flattering if you think of it in a way that they just want to pay so much attention to us, Gonz. Attention is attention.
I guess, yeah.